Welcome to the show with Joe. I'm Joe. I don't care what you say. This video I watched 3 times already, and we're going to watch it again. It was in my last or 2 videos ago now, and we're going to watch together again because I love it too much, and I don't know why. Yeah, obviously AI JD Vance dancing. That's the shit. Today we're going to talk about some UFOs, moving away from the Epstein stuff because there's so much going on that I can't wrap my head around it. I'm too dumb for that. So back to the normal stuff, just like this right here. We got Ariana Grande. The black the black bald lady was literally stealing her life force. Have mercy on us, please. And there she is. She's looking pretty normal after this whole movie ordeal from my last one, probably my first like 3 videos. Yeah, she's looking back to normal, so people seem happy for her, and I'm sure yeah, I mean, that's just insane how she looked before versus now. Totally different. And then also this one's good too. Ariana Grande, when asked if she still keeps in touch with Cynthia Erivo, who, if that's real, that would be absolutely insane. She just turned her brain off while this whole thing was going on, as she was like taking her over like a shadow, like just over top of her for this entire movie, and she doesn't even know who that is. I don't know if this is real or not, but if that is real, that is awesome. All right, what we got here? Oh, I think I did this in my last video. I don't care. Welcome to the good food section. That video has the same vibe of if you ever saw Arrested Development and they catch Michael Cera. Like Michael Cera is really young in this show, the guy from Superbad. They catch a video of him recording himself on a like a VCR camera, and he's in his garage with a broom. He's got braces and he's pretending to be like Star Wars, like doing like Star Wars lightsaber stuff with a broom. But because Arrested Development, like they make everything like connect like all these different times, it later becomes like they think it's like a suspected terrorist because they raid the dad's house and find the video of him just recording himself on VCR. Oh my god, that food guy has his vibes. Like that's the vibe of the video. It's really funny. All right, what's next? Oh, the emoji section. Emojis. We'll just call it emoji section. No. Emojis. So this is Jordan Peele, and Jordan Peele is a pretty interesting guy, actually. He's the director of a lot of scary movies like Get Out. I thought that was a pretty good movie. The camera is really cool, camera work. But he's also known from Key and Peele's, and that was an amazing like sketch comedy show on Comedy Central. You'll recognize his partner. He's in like a lot of commercials and stuff. Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Keyes, I believe, is his name. He's the bald guy in all these commercials where he's like real skinny and like kind of like obnoxious a little bit. He's good in that show. And honestly, I think he actually stands out more than Jordan Peele. But it seems like they kind of went different directions, and Jordan Peele does like darker movies and like thrillers and things like that now. And now Keegan-Michael Keyes is like big in commercials, and like he's like kind of a new Frank Caliendo type guy that used to show up on ESPN and just do impressions of John Madden, and he used to be on commercials for a second there. But you don't know him from anywhere else. But Keegan-Michael Keyes is doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, so this is something from Jordan Peele. The Emoji Movie actually helped me quit acting. Oh, here you go. Just what I was saying. I was offered the role of Poop. This is true. I would not make this up. I was like, that's fucked up. I told my manager, that's fucked up. Let me sleep on it. I came back. I came back the next day and said, well, what are they offering? And they said, oh, well, they've already given it to Sir Patrick Stewart. And I was like, fuck this. So, yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I would not be, that's like being in the worst possible movie, being in the worst category of movie in cartoons, and then being the worst possible cartoon, which is emoji, which is borderline not even a cartoon. It's just like a couple pictures on your phone. Although there's an absorbent amount of emojis. But anyways, the lowest form of cartoon, and then on the lowest form of the cartoon, you're on the lowest character tier list. I mean, that's just like the worst possible thing you could be offered, I think. But I mean, like at the same time, you're not a normal character, right? Playing devil's advocate. You're supposed to be funny. You got a funny show. Like they thought you'd be like good at like improving something cool. I mean, I don't know. Why are you getting so sensitive about it, I guess, is my thoughts, but also I understand. If that's not sitting on the fence, I don't know what is. I'm sitting on the fence during the Emoji Movie and the character who's playing the character Poop. You can't imagine me talking about anything. Why are you watching? Okay, what's next? Yeah, so this one is we're going to call this section businesses I want to start, but also it could be AI. Yeah, here it is. Pretty neat. Everybody's on this resin. Everyone's got like a resin fetish right now. It's like they put it in tables. They make AI videos on it and or make tables on it. People are wearing it as masks, I'm assuming, somewhere. It's probably in the Epstein files as like a form of torture, or it's probably in Diddy's house with all the baby oil. I'm gonna go ahead and put $1 million in future earnings and my grandkids' earnings that there was definitely some form of resin in Diddy's house when they got him. Either on a table or maybe like a wall structure. Yeah, so resin. Jobs I want that could also be AI. What's next? Yes. Okay, perfect. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we're talking about this. So, as you know, I like to talk about football. We're going to call this section, What is Max Holland's Message? So, Mac Hollins. The only reason I know who Mac Hollins is because he was on the Eagles for a little bit and he sucked. He was awful. I think he had like 7 catches in like 5 years and everyone was confused why we kept him. Well, anyways, he went to the Patriots and he was just in the Super Bowl. And couple notes on Mac Hollins. Turns out Eagles kind of kept him in check, or maybe they made him go crazy. But this was before the Super Bowl, and I have one more to show after this. But Patriots wide receiver Mac Hollins says he now exclusively wears rodent-based apparel foraged from his public estate, otherwise known as an Atlanta 7-Eleven parking lot. Patriots wide receiver Mac Callan says he's done wearing clothes unless they're made from something he personally hunted, caught, and consumed near his home at 7-Eleven in Atlanta. Warm bodies, high protein, locally sourced, stitched together with their own teeth, Hollins told confused reporters. And if something's already been inside your body, it just makes sense. It would keep your body warmer. I mean, if you take a look right here, that is a rat tail. These are all rats that he's wearing, and his hat's made of rat. He kind of looks like a rat a little bit. So there's that, right? But then there's also this, where... Let me just go ahead and show you. Let me pause that and put the video. This is Mac Hollins walking into the stadium for the Super Bowl. And by the way, they lost, which makes this 10 times funnier. He had to put those on. He like sat there and put those on. And the funnier thing, there's no one following him, and there's no reporters. Like, who's that for, Mac Hollins? What's his message? He feels like he's in prison and he eats rats and wears rats. Something I don't get it. And honestly, he wasn't that bad this year, apparently, from what I cared to read. We'll call this section, how about Tracy Morgan still alive? Tracy Morgan's still alive. But he's got a point here. Watch this.
You're always going to ask about taxes.
Taxes, Ben.
Let's do it.
William, what's up?
Listen, I remember. Don't talk to me like I owe you something.
I didn't say that. Hey, boy, can I get something, please?
No.
When we was younger. Yeah,
I
but
think I forgot.
I'm homeless, boy.
So what that got to do with me? I ain't do that.
Oh,
Take care of my
shit.
kids. Can I get a picture of my sister?
Dang. Tracy Morgan just roasted his ass. Tracy Morgan turns down a homeless old friend who asked him for food, saying, "Don't think I forgot." Dang, so this dude must have messed Tracy Morgan up when he was younger. Tracy Morgan does not look happy here. Good for him. Good for him. Someone does you wrong, what do you owe them? Just because you know them? Okay, so this one is... I had brought this up in the first episode, and this is... Kill Tony, I guess regular Heath Cortis, and he's doing these weird ads everywhere on Heath Cortis looks like someone who is like 15 years old, and that's like how he is. Like, he's got like something that makes him look like that. But he's doing these types of ads, and let's just go ahead and I'll show you. Where's the? I don't know how this works. Where's the volume? Is this volume? I don't know who that guy is.
He's a bad one.
But yeah, so that's Heath. He's a comedian. He's got tattoos, pretending to be. Yeah. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Shut up. We're off this. We're off it. I'm over it. All right. This is the. I present to you some weird things that may be aliens. UAPs or UFOs. These are pretty weird. How about this? UFOs. This is pretty weird. No. So, you don't believe in UFOs or UAPs? Here's next page. Something interesting. Here's something interesting. This is in 2002, an underwater drone accidentally captured an unknown creature in the background as it was filming a squid. Underwater drone. 2002, huh? Also, okay, we got some issues here. We got some major issues because my mind is clicking. Underwater drones, I believe that they probably had something. It probably wasn't called an underwater drone. It was probably called like a underwater viewing device. I believe that. That's fine. 2002. I remember, the only reason I say that is I remember watching Shark Week and they had those, but they weren't really drones. It was just like things they held with like two hands and they like moved around. Fine, we'll look it up. God, let's look. Yeah, that's kind of what I was imagining. Yeah. Okay, so it was, yeah, see, there's like a wire and stuff too. Okay. Okay. Believable, right? Okay, that's fine. No qualms. But the qualm I have is that if this is a giant squid, another thing I got to look up, but like I swear this is a squid, I think. But a giant squid, I don't think they ever really caught on camera in action, which is crazy. List of giants. Oh, here we go. Look, there's a Wikipedia page on it. Quest for a live animal. BB project. Misidentified. 2002. First videos of live paralarva and the first photographs of live adults. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Barely believable, but it just makes it. And 2002 was the first year they saw this fucker. Okay, so anyways, weird stuff or whatever I said. Weird stuff or whatever I said. Oh, what was that? What was that? That was less than a second that it flew by. That's crazy. Ooh, right there. It doesn't even pop up. There. What's that? What is that? What is that? You know it's not a glare because it's got a tail. What is that? What is that? Oh, look, they do it for me. Could have just waited. What is that? Sorry, I didn't realize my video wasn't scrolled up all the way. I'll show you again. What is that? Okay, right? Okay, see it yourself. It's just a glare or whatever. It's just a glare. It doesn't have a tail. Burr, 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 burr. Okay, fine. Fine. What about this? What about this one? What about this? Let me go zoom in on this one. It says, this was posted yesterday by someone, then deleted. I took screenshots about UFO found in Greenland. They also deleted their account. Not sure what to think. One of the archaeological UFO is located in Greenland and has been for far too long put on and has been far too long to put it on any ship. Oh, God. Let me reread that. I'm sorry. One of the archaeological UFO is located in Greenland and has been far too large to put it on any ship. At some point, according to my memory, maybe the late 50s, a large-scale installation was built around it. I only know little about this specific case, but the building is roughly in the middle of Greenland, mostly underground and much longer in the WNWESE directions than in the orthogonal direction. There were a few years when the top of the building was visible on Google Earth, probably due to heat inside the thin layer of ice above. But this was early before 2010. I heard this for the first time in 2006, early November. Coordinates of the installation should be approximately around... I don't remember hearing anything about the shape of the object underneath, but I assume that it was neither spherical nor saucer-shaped. What I do remember is that it had a rather sizable container that was nearly empty, which probably stored nuclear material. Supposedly, this was mostly empty when found, but I am not completely sure about that. Interesting, though, not reverent tidbit, that there were other large-scale underground installations created elsewhere in Groenland. I guess it's Greenland. The approximate linear dimension of the object may have been similar as an order of magnitude to 1997 physical triangle, but then the show unconfirmed, but supposedly there was a lot of bodies, 100, inside the object, perhaps much more than all the other bodies added together. And it played an important role in rejecting the ET hypothesis in favor of time traveler ancient civilization hypothesis. Two probably relevant images I mean, for me, that's... Oh, is that the top of it? I think that's the top of the ice. All right, what's next? Global heat map. I don't know what we're looking at here. Oh, wow. That's how big they were. Right there. That's pretty crazy. I also forgot to make my screen back to 100%. Pretty crazy. Still didn't get you? Okay, well, how about this? So this was recent. This was 4 days ago. The FFA abruptly closes El Paso Airport for 10 days for special security reasons. Not even medical rescue aircraft are authorized to fly. Lethal force may be used against pilots who do not comply with restrictions. Webcam appears to have recorded strange lights in the sky. See all those lights? Pretty wild. First comment by hobby gynecologist. Please be aliens. Please be aliens. Pilots over the subreddits are saying things like, this is unprecedented. Haven't seen this in 51 years. This hasn't happened since 9/11. I didn't have Tuesday in El Paso on my radar. The aviation sub is 100% not buying the official story, or stories rather, since news agencies are still reporting different things. Yeah, aviation pilots are some of the brightest people we have. They're not dumb. They're not exactly jumping into aliens, but they're definitely looking now. Yeah, aviation pilots are pretty smart, I will say. Must be something really big coming up in those files. Ooh. Even 9/11 was only 3 days. What the? News says cartel was flying illegal drones over airport because we trust what the news says. Drones the size of C-130s. I don't think cartels are doing drone-sized drug deliveries unless the government wants us to believe that's a thing so they can drop bombs on the cartel. What? Unfortunately, I think the answer is a lot more obvious. El Paso is on the Mexican border, and the current U.S. administration has been openly discussing military action against Mexico. Although it's early and the war is terrifying, so let's not forget that the Mexican Air Force routinely mentions UFOs in mission reports. But let's do forget how UFO sightings in the States and Central America went up in the years before the OBL raid and the reveal of the stealth Black Hawk. Okay. Well, a lot of stuff to think about. This one's called What's Wrong? No, we're going to call this one How Dumb Does the News Think We Are? So, I saved this one because I don't understand who this is for. I think I've met like one person in my life that I can confidently say is having normal conversations like this news title. And I'm just going to read it because it made me mad. I'm like, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're wasting our time on. Here's the title. From Brenda Chunakam, creator of the Ankara Queen. We're so used to seeing Sabrina Carpenter in miniskirts and dresses, but her pants outfits are worth a second look. From relaxed denim to bold statement pieces, these real-life looks show how Sabrina Carpenter turns everyday outfits into effortless style inspiration. Is this a style? Is this how stylists talk to each other? She's got pants on. It's just pants. Sabrina Carpenter. Here, let me rewrite this title. Sabrina Carpenter. Hey, Sabrina wear skirt and dresses. Did you see when she wear pants? OMG. Okay. Sorry. What's next? I know the name of this section. This is the one section's name I thought of before. AI is growing up. Here we go. Make it big.
That's hot. That's hot. Uncle Phil, come try this. Fresh pasta of Bel Air.
So have you heard of Kling 3.0?
I heard it can create multiple scene cuts like this with a single prompt. And it knows when to cut to whoever is talking.
But did you know that all this audio was also generated with the same prompt?
I guess I didn't, sir.
Study harder, kid. Eat your spaghetti.
Wow, right? It seems almost unbelievable. Soon, you can make a video with AI on how you want your life to play out. And even put in there how you did it. So you can just follow the AI video for your whole life. But then we won't because we got things to buy and things to do that's not related to things we want. Anyways. More weird stuff. is the section name. So these are Roman dodecahedrons. Hundreds have been found across Europe dating back to the 2nd century, yet historians still have absolutely no idea what it was actually used for. This is a dodecahedron, and there are a bunch of these. And I've heard this before, that no one knows exactly what they were supposed to do. Everyone's got their own idea, but like it's almost like it was in every home, like a microwave. It's like if in the future they had no idea what electricity was because they use like nuclear energy only, and then they go back and they find a microwave. But yeah, look at this. What would it be for? I could see it being a household game, like Pictionary maybe. Like, oh, you can only use this, but you have to describe something on one of these cards with it. You like put your finger in it, and then you I don't know. It's a party trick. It's like a whoopee cushion. You like put it on someone's chair before they sit down, and they're like, oh. 2nd century was 100 to 200 AD. So yeah, I guess it could be like a little whoopee cushion. Let's see what the Reddit people say. I know there's a whole subreddit for this thing, and people regularly post with absolute certainty that they know what it's for. It's quite entertaining. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. Especially since it's obviously a communication device to use with the Alpha Centaurians. Let's see some more guesses here. 5G amplifier. Nice. What if they're like roosters you found in any middle-class house in the 90s? Nice. The Roman dodecahedron. Gambling device? Saturnalia. Month of December. Did exchange gifts, including gag gifts. Octavian was supposedly a huge fan of these joke gifts, so it could be a dodecahedron, have been the ancient equivalent of a pet rock. Crazy. Okay, what's next? Is it racist? I'm just going to read it. What is it with black people not having Venmo? Every time I try to send or get money from a black person, they only have Cash App. Don't do this during Black History Month. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. This is called If Mars Had a Planet, but this is apparently Hormuza Island. Or if Mars had a planet. If Mars had a beach. Neat one. Cool save, me. Oh, this is a great one. Name of the section. This is great. Watch this. This is great. Let's see if that worked. Let's see if my editing skills are good. If there's words that popped up there, I'm awesome. Okay, so Joe Rogan, I think you've heard of him before. He's a podcaster guy. And in the Roganverse, he has this thing called it's called Fight Companion, and these guys just hang out and watch the MMA fights while they react to it. It's almost like commentary from his like studio. So obviously he has a comedian on named Bryan Callan, who's like one of his best friends, who's a serial I'll let you do the research. Anyways, he's not on much anymore. So the fallout after this needs to be studied and compiled for future reference. Bryan Callan on 1/9/2020, right before all the shutdowns, he blew this whistle that someone had brought on the Joe Rogan Experience, that like an ancient archaeologist, a guy that like goes out and finds stuff. He brought this in. This is an Aztec death whistle. So if like it's no one really knows what it's for. It's like some people say it's to like scare. It was to scare the other side in a war. Like they would all blow them at the same time. It would put out this like shrieking sound. Well, Joe didn't blow it. The guy who came in and brought it didn't show it, but because Joe left it out like an idiot, and Bryan Callan picked it up during this fight companion and just blew it. And there's Joe Rogan's face reaction. And it could be a curse. A lot of people think it's a curse. And since 2020, damn, I think Bryan Callan, he kind of looks like the devil. Like maybe he blew that knowing how happy he is. This is before Bryan Callan blew this. He gets in trouble like not too long after this, right around the Chris D'Elia stuff. But thought it's worth noting. It's pretty crazy. Will they crash? Everybody's favorite. It's quick. Okay, so she for sure crashed, but like she got flung out of the car. Did you catch that? I'm gonna play it again because I'll just play the part. Here, let's see. See that? She's right here. Just flew right out. I guess she wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Why is it that people that don't wear seatbelts seem to get in the most crashes? Overconfidence, I say. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. This one's called A Scammer Gets What They Deserve. Now, I don't want to get too far into the depths here, but SafeMoon is crypto. Or yeah, it still is a lot. It's still active right now, but a lot of people lost a lot of money because of this guy. He was literally the head of SafeMoon, and what they did was they had original SafeMoon, and then they had SafeMoon V2, and then they made everyone that was in the original SafeMoon move to the next phase of SafeMoon. And while everyone was transferring their money into this new SafeMoon, they would siphon off some of the money as a transaction fee for everyone as they went into the new account. And that was part of it. And he also said that SafeMoon was heavily involved in the Gambia in Africa to create windmills for some reason there, with SafeMoon involved in some way, shape, or form. And said the windmill would actually create SafeMoon tokens for people. So he only got 100 months. Way too short. First comment. 8.3s in the can is not really that short. As far as I know, what he needs to pay back is less than the total that he stole. He can still get out after that time as a millionaire. Also, mommy and daddy would do all in their power not to let him sit the full duration. Hopefully the court liquidates his assets. But it's like he's been in jail almost 2 years, right? Like with good behavior, he could be out in a few years earlier. I would like him to think about building an organization and ripping people off. I lost a lot of credibility and lost some of my own money to his scam, which at first I thought was real. His mods, who I asked questions and then got banned for, said questions should be persecuted too. Yeah, the first person to call out SafeMoon that I recall is CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla really drove the stake into SafeMoon. So good to see he got to jail finally. Ooh, yeah. So this section and last section of the video is sports stuff. Tom Aspinall. Oof. So Tom Aspinall may never. This guy is. He was trying to get a fight with John Jones real bad. John Jones is like known as the best MMA fighter right now. Anyways, because all that didn't come into anything, Tom Aspinall had a heavyweight championship fight with Cyril Gane. And Cyril Gane did this to his eye, finger right in the eye. Josh Thompson said the UFC asked Tom Aspinall to vacate his title, and Tom Aspinall asked for his release. I knew the UFC Aspinall would be at each other's throats eventually, but didn't expect it as soon. Don't be shocked if Aspinall gets stripped. So after getting poked in the eye in a fight, Tom was asked to drop his title that he just, because it's so hard. Tom Aspinall is not agreeing to drop his title, so he might get stripped of his title. But Tom Aspinall went surgery on both of his eyes. Following his operation, on both eyes, we continue to journey Tom's visions back to fighting. I'm trying to find. There's something that came up. It listed everything. He basically after this fight, he can't stand. His stance is different, and he can't maintain his balance. He's a lot slower. It's just a scary situation for Tom, and the UFC is doing absolutely nothing to make him feel comfortable. They're like, yeah, okay, well, I guess you're not fighting anymore. Blind Tom Aspinall might be a top 5 heavyweight. Yeah, pretty crazy there. Sorry, Tom. And ending on this here, we have the cheating in the Olympics from the Canadian team. Now, from my understanding, you're not allowed to touch the granite part after you go, and he just used that to guide it there. Let's see that again. Look at this. Yeah, and then a little tap. Can't do that. And then a little finger glide. Just a little finger glide. Yeah, pretty crazy. All right, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Thanks for watching the show with Joe. Smell you later.
You just want my snacks. Hello, baby! Oh! You are not going back outside.
Your girlfriend's ugly. Sorry.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Will you be my Valentine?
What? No, you're not getting dinner. You're bad.
I love you. You look like a potato.
I got bad news for you. Robert's eating your food.
Go tell Daddy to stop working. Come on. If you're happy and you know, say I will.
Tell him, say, I need you to put the cat down. Please. Ask him nicely.
Good morning.
Let me see your smile.